Over the past 12 years, I've helped thousands of clients plan for retirement. Want to know the most shocking thing I've discovered? 90% of people are in the wrong retirement stage without even knowing it. Here's how to find out where you really stand. In this video, I'll reveal the 4 distinct stages of retirement wealth that hardly anyone talks about. You'll learn exactly which stage you're in right now, what it takes to move up to the next level, and I'll show you the exact framework we use to help our clients optimize their wealth. But first, let me show you something fascinating about why most people get stuck in the wrong stage. Let me share something disturbing. The average American between 55 and 66 has just $256,200 saved for retirement. But here's what makes this number even more dangerous than you think. Imagine retiring and immediately feeling like you're walking on a financial tightrope. That's the survival stage. I see it all too often in my practice. People who worked hard their whole lives, but end up primarily relying on Social Security with just a small nest egg on the side. Last year, I met with a couple who thought they were ready to retire. They had $300,000 saved up, above the national average. But when we ran the numbers, we discovered they'd likely run out of money within 8 years. They were devastated. See, in the survival stage, one unexpected medical bill or home repair can derail your entire retirement plan. But here's what transformed their situation. We implemented what I call the Triple S strategy: stress reduction, spending audit, and Social Security maximization. Instead of retiring immediately, they reduced their work hours and stress levels, allowing them to work 3 more years comfortably. They audited their spending and found $800 monthly they could redirect to savings. Most importantly, they optimized their Social Security timing, increasing their lifetime benefits by over $100,000. Within 80 months, they moved from survival to the next stage. Which brings us to, want to know the most dangerous retirement stage? It's not survival, it's stretching. Here's why this silent wealth killer tricks even smart investors. The stretching stage is like being stuck in retirement limbo. You've got a decent nest egg, maybe even a paid-off house, but there's this constant tension between your desired lifestyle and financial reality. I call it the golden handcuffs of retirement. Let me tell you about James, a successful executive who came to me last year. On paper, he looked great. $800,000 in savings, paid-off home, good income. But he was stretching himself thin trying to maintain his executive lifestyle in retirement. He was planning to replace only 40% of his current income, yet hoping to keep the same standard of living. Here's what most advisors miss. The stretching stage isn't about how much money you have. It's about the gap between your expectations and reality. We developed 3 crucial steps for James. First, we created total financial clarity by mapping every dollar of his current and future spending. Second, we calculated his true retirement costs, including things most people forget like healthcare inflation. Finally, we helped him make strategic compromises that actually improved his retirement outlook. Using this approach, James closed his retirement gap by 65% in just 1 year, putting him on track for the next stage. There's a magic number that tells you if you've reached true financial stability in retirement. It's not $1 million, it's not $2 million, it's something entirely different. Let me show you. The stability stage is what most people think retirement should feel like. I call it the sleep easy stage because it's when money stops being your primary concern. But here's what's fascinating. I've seen people reach this stage with $800,000 saved, while others still feel unstable with $2 million. Last month, I sat down with Sarah and Mike, a retired couple who exemplify this stage perfectly. They're not wealthy by most standards, but they have what I call the stability signal. 4% of their retirement savings, plus their stable income, covers everything they want to do. They take vacations when they want, help their grandkids occasionally, and never worry about normal expenses. But here's the part nobody talks about. Reaching stability isn't just about hitting a number. It's about creating what I call financial shock absorbers. Sarah and Mike built 3 key protections into their plan. First, they optimized their Social Security timing, giving them an extra $1,000 per month for life. Second, they created a tax-efficient withdrawal strategy that saves them nearly $8,000 annually in unnecessary taxes. Third, they built in what I call a healthcare buffer, extra savings specifically for medical costs that grow faster than regular inflation. What makes their situation even more remarkable is that their wealth has actually grown during retirement, which leads us to our final stage. Want to know the most counterintuitive truth about wealth? When you reach the abundance stage, money actually becomes your biggest problem. Here's why. The abundance stage isn't about having a specific dollar amount. It's about a complete mindset shift. It's when your wealth keeps growing despite living your ideal lifestyle. I call it the reverse retirement stage because your biggest challenge becomes figuring out what to do with your excess money. Let me share a story about Bob and Linda, who accidentally reached this stage. They started retirement in the stability stage with $1.5 million saved. But something interesting happened. They discovered they were spending way less than planned. Their investments performed better than expected, and they received an unexpected inheritance. Suddenly, their wealth was growing faster than they could spend it. Here's where it gets fascinating. Their challenges completely changed. Instead of worrying about running out of money, they started grappling with questions like, how do we minimize taxes on required distributions? How do we give money to our kids without spoiling them? What's our legacy going to be? But here's the most interesting part. We've discovered that reaching the abundance stage often has less to do with how much you start with, and more to do with how you manage what you have. Through optimized tax planning, strategic giving, and what I call purpose-driven wealth management, we've helped clients grow their wealth even while spending generously in retirement. Remember how we started talking about the 90% of people who don't know their retirement stage? Here's the truth. Your retirement stage isn't fixed. I've seen people move from survival to stability, from stretching to abundance, and everywhere in between. The key isn't just having more money, it's understanding exactly where you are and what specific steps will move you forward. Remember, retirement planning isn't about reaching some magic number, it's about creating a lifestyle that grows stronger over time. The stage you're in today doesn't have to be the stage you stay in forever. You know, after 12 years of guiding thousands of clients through these retirement stages, I've learned something powerful. It's never too late to move up. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because next week I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step retirement optimization framework we use with our high net worth clients. As Warren Buffett says, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. See you in the next video.